And look, you know what time it is. You know what time it is. It's time for the Taylor Made Sports Show, where we are the antidote to adolescent athletics. It's been a long time. I should have left you without some great words to move to. You already know what time it is. I missed y'all last week. Did y'all miss me? You know what's his name? Varnell on Martin show. Did you miss me? Did you miss? Hey, look. Exciting week. I want to start this off most definitely by mentioning that the middle school championship, county championship, will be next Tuesday. It's going to be small school championships. I think they call it A maybe. It's going to be MBA versus Oak Haven. Shout out to both of those teams. The principal at Oak Haven Middle School, my home girl, you know what it is. I beat her one-on-one every day. She knows it. And most definitely, I think this is wow. The Bellevue and Havenview will be playing for large schools. Now, this is something that's been going on for a long time. These two teams are great storied programs. They just happen to be in the same division this year. Both of them are two schools that normally make it to the sectional championships, as we call it. Some people call it to the state for middle school, but it's a sectional championship. Most of those teams, Bellevue normally goes for the small school, and Havenview normally goes for the large school. But this particular year, they are in the same division, so both of those teams are no stranger to winning football and putting on for Memphis Shelby County Schools, SCS Schools, Legacy MCS. That's how long these guys have been putting on for the school district. So kudos to those coaches, those gentlemen, all those coaches. One more thing I want to make sure I make emphasis on. I've been getting reports of parents acting a fool. I mean that a capital F, double O-L. I need you to calm down out there. I need you to get yourself together. I need you to get prepared. I am having conversations with college coaches, ADs, and even pros, and the first thing they say, guys, is that they're watching you, right? I need you to get it together. Everybody ain't against your baby, and make sure your baby know that they not against everybody, right? Let's stop this. Let's stop this right now. I tell one of the best stories I could tell. The University of Tennessee comes down here, and they recruit several players in the city. Two schools are rivals. They have a big disdain on the field, but off the field, they cool. I was telling some people this here. From the maybe early 90s all the way to maybe the 2000s, maybe the late 90s, early 2000s, Pizza Hut was the spot on Elvis Presley where everybody came after the game. If it was basketball on a Friday night, we were going up there. If it was football, most definitely when football was in, we were going to Whitehaven, to the on Elvis Presley, we were going to the Pizza Hut. The guys took care of the neighborhood guys took care of us. I know what you want me to say. I ain't gonna say it because they were good dudes. They made sure that we were good. We ate pizza. We thought it was a buffet. I was laughing at that when I was at my class reunion. Not my class reunion, but the classes all together. You know how we do the big thing we did it at Fairleigh a couple weekends ago. And we were talking about that. We actually thought it was a buffet, but the guys had it set up for us. But the camaraderie was real. So when it was time to get recruited and go to college, guys who played at rival schools still were cool when they went off to college and the coach could recruit them. I don't know if the same thing can happen right now because the parental involvement is out their mind. You got your uncles, sisters, nephews acting a complete donkey on the sideline and in the stands, and not knowing that it's a college coach sitting there. They not coming in with their gear on. They want to catch you in your reel. And you say keeping it real, well, I'm going to tell you, keeping it real goes wrong. Because if you're keeping it real and it's wrong, I think you need to change and get it right. Because it ain't about you no more. It's about them. It's not about you. It's about them. And you know on my show, I am going to hug you. I'm going to kiss you. But I'm going to get on your behind because I need you to do better because this show is the antidote to adolescents athletics. Not grown folk. It's for the children, for them to get better in every aspect of their lives. So I need y'all to step your game up. Look, the Tennessee Bible Bookstore went through there Got one of my books engraved. The guy got it done for me. They special. You ever want to get something engraved, make sure. You know me. I'm that kind of guy. And it was a restaurant that I fell in love with because of John Best and Cynthia Daniels. It's called Arnold's, and it's down there on Persons in South Memphis. Man, I'm telling you, they have the best vegan food in the city. And went by there the other day, and they actually did something for Memphis Shelby County Schools. They did a thing yesterday with the bosses. And so I saw them when they came back. So I ain't giving nobody a shout out that don't do business with the district anyway, so we good. And so with saying that, I need y'all to go on and start spending your money with them. Excellent vegan food. If you want to live healthy, then you really need to be going down and having a conversation with these gentlemen so you can get you something to eat. But now, without further ado, I'm going to get to my guest. I want to make sure I'm not going to do any introductions. I'm not going to introduce Ambrosia Scott, who you already know. I'm not going to introduce Mr. LaSure, Andre LaSure. I'm not going to do that root to the Q's all the way. You already know what it is. It ain't my fault that we in the medical business as well. Right. But this is where we have Miss Valerie that's behind me that's not going to get on the radio. I'm not going to introduce them. But what I am going to do is tell you, when I talk about eating healthy, right, these are the people that's going to help us do the right thing because, man, your heart matters, right? So I brought them on the show because our children aren't passing away, aren't dying just because of suicide, drug overdose, shooting a gun, or having accidents. They're leaving here because of their health. Undiagnosed situations, and they're leaving here. And yet we have no answers for them. So you know your boy ain't going to play no games with you. So I brought the team up so they can come up and talk about this thing. And so ladies first, she's no stranger to us. Ambrosia, tell the people who you are, and let's talk about that heart health.
Well, first of all, I'm an avid Pittsburgh Steelers fan, and I need you guys to understand that. Okay.
Go Cowboys. Keep going.
I am too. That's what we did for them.
Yeah.
Now, my name is Ambrosia Scott, and I am currently the Director of Rehab and Communications at St. Francis Hospital.
That's what's up.
And I've been a physical therapist for almost 17 years. I'm an athletic trainer and just a former athlete. Shout out to Whitehaven High School. That's where I graduated. Three sport letterer, so I do understand the impact on the sports as well as the impact of being healthy, staying healthy, and understanding your body and understanding health.
So before, Andre, I got to say this. You did something over the pandemic that I always have to make you talk about. But I make you talk about this thing because it's a little girl who's struggling with her weight, who doesn't know how to do this thing. And everybody in her house is overweight. She needs to know that no matter how old you are, you can change your body. So let's talk about the transformation. I'm going to give you 59 seconds, and I want you to tell them how much weight you lost and what you did to get it done.
Well, I lost probably about 80 pounds, and it was self-reflection. It was a time, COVID was scary. And it was either a time to be dormant and stay inside or to figure out a way to pull the best of yourself out. And so for me, I was still working in the healthcare field. And, you know, it was one of those moments, too, where I didn't have access to my child, to my family. So it was a motivator for me. I've always been that type of person that can figure out the opposite of what would put somebody down. It motivates me. Anything that's a challenge or a no, I look forward to it. So it was a lot of finding out, understanding myself, challenging myself, and setting goals. And eating healthy, trying to eat clean. One of the things that I did during COVID is if I couldn't cook it, if I didn't make it, I didn't eat it. And that made a difference for me because I enjoy cooking. I enjoy trying new things. So I did a lot of healthy meals. And then I exercised. That was my stress relief, you know, as far as keeping the anxiety down about what I could not control. So I just tried to focus on the things that I could control, and that was the outcome for me.
So basically what you're saying is I quit stressing, so I stopped my stress and found my best.
That's it.
I stopped my stress and I found my best. And in between that, start eating right, start doing what I need to do, start eating and drinking and doing what I need to do daily to take care of myself.
And it became a habit. It became a have to.
Yeah.
So, yep.
Young lady, you just heard, it has to become a have to. Get rid of those stressors. Get yourself together. How do you get yourself together? Miss Ambrosia Scott happens to be on Facebook, and I'm a blast her because I know I got to, because I don't think she understands the magnitude of what she said and how she's saying it. And we need to go more in depth with that at another date, because I want to make sure that the transformation is real, right? And we stay here a little bit longer than we have been staying there. You made a decision that I wasn't going to be a statistic. I wasn't going to sit back and be this way forever. I need to take care of my body, because we're getting older. We're not getting any younger.
Right.
And that's for the young lady who's 15 years old. She's going to be 16. She's going to be 17. She's going to be 18.
Right.
We want to make sure she makes it there and makes it in a healthy way, that she has a great quality of life. I appreciate you big time for that. Dre,
What's going on?
tell them who you are, man, what you doing, how you get down.
Well, I'm Andre LaSure. I'm a paramedic, personal trainer, physical therapist assistant. Now I'm the lead exercise specialist over St. Francis Cardiac Rehab Program.
The lead
The lead
exercise man.
exercise specialist.
Ooh, that's tough on the dude. That's tough. He the lead man. Everybody come see Andre.
It's not tough on him. He comes by it naturally.
Say no more.
I'm built for it,
You,
brother.
yeah, I see you probably wear them tank tops with the sleeves cut out and everything. Right? Keep going, Drake. Keep going, Drake. Keep going, Drake.
But so what we do on a daily basis is we treat patients that have been diagnosed with some kind of cardiac condition.
Outstanding.
So our rehab, it's a phase 2 rehab, so they have to be medically monitored. Basically, they're exercising, but they have to be medically monitored the entire time they're exercising.
Yes, sir.
So we have to monitor their heart rate, their
Yeah.
heart rhythm, and we also have to monitor their hemodynamic response to exercise, or their blood pressure response, or their oxygen saturation as well.
Hemodynamic.
Hemodynamic.
Give it to me. Give it to me. What's hemodynamic?
That's basically your blood pressure.
Okay,
How
okay,
your
cool.
body, hemodynamically, how your body responds to exercise. Okay, so that effect that it has on the blood pressure and those natural systems in your body. So the best way for us to do that is to monitor your blood pressure.
Wow.
Okay, so we monitor that, and along with that, we try to help them to change their lifestyle, because really what it's all about is reducing those cardiovascular risk factors. Now, you have some risk factors that we refer to as uncontrollable risk factors.
Give it to me.
Those are things that you can't control.
Right.
Such as your age or your family.
I can stop getting old, Dre. I can do that right
Yeah,
now.
if you
I
die.
mean, if I die. But keep going. Keep going.
Your family history or your sex. Those are things that you can't control.
Right.
So we don't even focus on those. There's no point.
Okay,
Just like
okay,
Dr.
that's
Scott
good.
just said, you can't focus on things that you can't control.
Right.
So there's no point of you even worrying about that. We try to focus on those things that we can control. So those are those lifestyle factors. Or
Right.
the American Heart Association, they refer to them as the Life's Essential 8. So
Give it to me.
That's your blood pressure, your cholesterol, your blood sugar. You don't want to smoke. You want to make sure you're active.
Yeah.
You want to make sure that you are controlling your body weight, and you want to make sure that you're getting enough rest or sleep. So for us, especially as Americans, we get so caught up in the hustle and bustle
No doubt.
of everyday life, and then you start to neglect yourself.
Okay.
But you cannot do that. If you all are out there listening to me right now, that's the one thing that you can never do, is let anything get you to the point that you neglect yourself. When you start to put yourself first, then we can kind of control these risk factors that lead to cardiovascular disease. And that's what we try to do. Although we are in the business of cardiac rehab, and that's how we get our patients, that's how we make our money. At the end of the day, we want everyone to be out here living a healthy, fulfilling life.
So what are some of the things? This is either one of you guys can hop in and answer this. What are we doing to get the youth to understand? I know we're on the radio now, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
But
right.
besides that, what are we doing? What is St. Francis doing to get my babies to understand and know that these factors are for real, right? And it can happen at any particular time of your life. Because let's be fair, we know it's some teenagers smoking right now.
Mm-hmm.
But how do we get the message out to let them know, like, this ain't a game? This ain't what you see on a little screen every now and then. They put you in health class and say, this your lung.
Right.
This for real. What do you guys do? What kind of programs? What do you have out there to help the babies out?
So what we're trying to start, and we're initiating this, because one of the things is when we brought Andre on and we created this team, we all have a passion for this heart health process.
Right.
And so we're trying to start an education series, and the thing is to try to start with the adults and trickle it down.
Okay.
And so we have talked about reaching out, was why we reached out with you and reaching out to some of the schools to provide that heart health in the community, because it starts with them understanding, first of all, what cardiovascular disease is.
Mm-hmm.
Secondly, nutrition. We know, and
Very
just dealing with sports, the kids they eat horribly.
Mm-hmm.
They don't. Meals are not a thing. The sit
Right.
down, we're cooking, and those. Everything is fast.
Right.
Yes.
So understanding their body, understanding how that nutrition can lead to those things, understanding how smoking, and just really delving into the fact that this is what smoking causes. Yes, for a lot of people, they don't have any understanding of all of the diagnoses that come along with smoking. They just see it as cool, or somebody in their family did it, so they pick it up. But really trying to educate on a family level. When we bring our patients in, Andre will tell you, we like it when they bring their family.
Love it.
Because sometimes the first step at reaching the patient is to reach the people around the patient. And so when they get the education from Andre or our other exercise specialists explaining to them, hey, how the heart works, this is why you need to change these habits, this is how long it takes to create a habit, this is why what you eat is important, this is how this negative stuff will start to manifest in your body, then that goes home with them and whoever comes with them. And our goal and our hope is that they communicate that. One of the other things that we started recently was a patient support group. So we're encouraging, when our patients are finished with us, we're encouraging them to stay in contact with us. We're encouraging them to come back out, do our patient support group, bring their family, because we want to start teaching the whole family healthy habits.
Right.
Has lives really been changed?
Absolutely.
Give me a story, Joy.
I was just telling Miss Valerie, I just saw one of my former patients this weekend at Costco, and he was so elated to see me. And the first thing that he told his family was, this is the guy that got me back to where I am right now. Now, this is a man that has gone through a major health event now. He had a bypass surgery. So
Wow.
laying on the table with his chest cracked open.
Yes, sir.
So for him to look at me as the person, or one of the people, because we have a team, one of the people to get him back to where he is today, it just does my heart good.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
let me ask this question, Joy. What's the youngest patient you've ever had?
28 years old.
Okay, so is it occurring are we having health issues out of babies younger than 28?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You see it. I mean, and it's not just necessarily at St. Francis Hospital or in our community,
Yeah.
but you see it. You see, and even in athletes and healthy individuals.
There you go. Talk to me.
That are, having these cardiovascular accidents, and you wonder, like, what is going on? This is supposed to be a person that's perfectly healthy, but I think understanding the risk factors, even the uncontrollable risk factors that you have, I think that's one of the things that we're seeing, that we have no idea what our family history is.
That's right.
Well, here's something I talk about just regularly when the season first started, right? When sports really kicked off with Memphis Shelby County Schools, really across the state of Tennessee and the country. We talked about the eating and drinking, right, and all that kind of stuff, eating fruits and doing that kind of stuff.
Right.
So one of the things I was wondering about was sleep health. Sleep health is something we say get rest, right?
Right.
So you can do what you do, right? I'm surfacing that conversation, right? When I say surfacing, I'm just saying, look, get good sleep so you can grow taller. Get good sleep so you can perform better.
No.
But you're saying with the heart, get good sleep because it what?
It's a muscle. It has to have a recovery period.
Yeah.
And it's a muscle that is constantly working.
No other machine or anything on planet is just constantly working. Your heart is working every single day, every second of your life. So you have to give it time to rest and recover, because that's when your body recovers, is when you rest. And like I said earlier, we are just so conditioned to just going, and we're not getting enough rest. So we have to make sure that we are allowing that body time to rest and recover.
That's your replenishing time.
It
And
is.
studies have shown you imbibe your fluids at night,
Right.
all of your minerals. You're getting more in your body once you're in a state of rest,
Absolutely.
to replenish your body so that it can go more. And if you're not
Absolutely.
getting that rest, then you're not getting that replenishment.
Right.
So for a slender guy like myself, I'm asking for all my other friends. Valerie, don't laugh. Yeah, don't. So with a slender guy like myself, how does a team figure out? No, I'm lying. You got some overweight teams, right? But
Absolutely.
we utilize it, right? We playing sports. We think we're gonna burn it.
Right.
It is what it is. It's
Right.
cool for a second. Your cheerleaders, whatever it is, it's cool. But what is the ideal body weight? How do we determine anything?
Well, really, it's how they do it now is BMI. So it's
Right.
based on your height. So it's a lot of different factors that go into the ideal body weight.
Good.
Really, for me, it's more about your body composition, because according to BMI, guess what? I'm overweight,
Yeah.
but I'm more lean. I'm
Right.
taller. So
Right.
it's really more about that body composition.
Talk to me.
So instead of focusing on your body weight, focus more on your body composition.
When you say composition, break that down, cause I'm still slender, but I
Lean mass. So you want to have
I'm on
more,
it now. You
you
talking
want to
about me.
have more lean mass than you do fat mass.
Ooh.
Simple as that.
What's fat, man? I don't know. I think I'm sexy and I think I'm in good shape. Some little girl and some little boy is really overweight and they think they the bomb dot dignity. And I'm not talking about you as a character, right?
Yeah.
Your character, who you
Right,
have,
right.
the feeling you have, the
Yeah.
morale you have,
I know.
the self-aware, in the sense I want you to believe and know that you special, right?
Right.
But we also got to believe and know that I'm overweight.
Right.
What does that look like?
So the ideal body composition is you want to have at least less than 20% body fat.
Okay.
Okay. So
I'm at 19.9.
so that's normal or healthy.
Right.
Ideally, 15 is where you want to be.
Okay.
Now, like I said, all that means is that you have more lean mass
Right.
than you do fat mass.
And that lean mass is good on my heart.
It's absolutely good. On
Okay.
your heart. Absolutely.
Especially when you're looking at the area around your heart.
Yeah, talk about
it
that.
is much, it's not great to have that extra fat anywhere because of your joints, and it weighs on your joints. It can cause you to have issues that way. But definitely when you start talking about the heart, when you start to have that extra weight around your belly
Right.
and around that
Right.
area, then that leads to issues with your heart and the
Right.
blockages that
Right.
occur.
So that subcutaneous fat,
Mhm.
that's the fat that we can see. And most of the time with us,
Subcutaneous.
it's going to
Learn something new every
it's
day.
it's going to accumulate around our midsection.
Subcutaneous.
But
Yeah.
what Dr. Scott is talking about is that visceral fat as well, because
Mm-hmm.
it's not just fat that we can see. It's also fat that you can't see.
Right. And I think that's the one that's whooping our butt, the one we
Right.
can't see.
Right,
You going to the
absolutely.
gym, working out.
Right.
So okay, that's good. So I got this question. I can take care of this outside, right?
Mhm.
Through my exercising. That visceral fat, can I take care of that through exercise, or is that done through my dieting?
That's both, but also
You see how I did that about yeah.
but also I think an important factor that people don't think about is the level of stress, because cortisol
Oh man.
Absolutely.
will occur, and the more you're stressed, the more cortisol that you build up, and that lays down fat. So it is really a balance of stress relief, eating right,
Uh-huh.
and exercising. And a lot of people get that stress relief from exercising, but it is really the amount of stress. And some people don't feel their stress.
Right.
Some people are so used to going through day to day and going through life in a way that they just don't feel it until it manifests in your body. And what we're hoping is that we can educate you about it so that by the time it hits your body, it doesn't take you out. because that's what's happening a lot of time when it comes to these heart diagnoses, that they're under stress.
Yeah.
They don't necessarily feel it. Some people have what they call like TMJD. They grind their teeth, and so they have jaw. And some people have migraines, or they have headaches or fatigue. But for some people, by the time the stress becomes a reality, it's too late.
Wow. I've heard the cortisol because I'm looking online for a friend. You know, the different weight loss things. And cortisol is one of the things. They got a cortisol detox or something like that. And they were saying that was stress. You know what I mean? And I was like, wow, for real? You only hear about it a lot when it comes to women, Andre. I'm not talking to Ambrose, I'm talking to you. You only hear it really when they talk about women. And so what they're saying is that anybody can have it. Here's one of a really strong statement I'm about to make, and that is, we take for granted that the youth don't have cortisol like that. Like, we're not full of that. They don't have stress. Yeah. And I am here live on the radio and on Facebook letting you know that they do have the issue. Absolutely. Like, this is an issue for them. Like, this is for real. Like, this is what goes on. Like, this is no joke. This is the real deal. Our babies are getting sick, and they're losing their lives because of stress. Like, it's my mama gone. I gotta take care of my baby sisters and brothers. I have class work to do. I'm attracted to, and I want to play sports. I want to have after school activities. But how do I manage that? I've got a report to do. Mind you, I don't get to sleep because my baby sisters and brothers, what I have to feed them really take them over the edge. You know, that goes into the blood sugar conversation because we eating Takis and hot chips and drinking jungle juice and drinks because a 2-liter drink is 99 cents or 79 cents, but the water for a 16 ounce is $1.89. I got to take care of the sister and brother, so mama just gave me enough money to do that. I'm eating the processed meat. I'm cooking how I can. If I'm cooking out the can, I don't rinse out the green beans. I just go on, put them in there and dump them in there and cook them out of there, not knowing that there's some junk that you're supposed to wash off and do. So you can get some stock, you know, some chicken stock, beef stock, whatever you want to put into the green beans, or your vegetables that you rinse off out the can. Nobody talks about that. So our babies are suffering. That is stress. What I just gave you as an adult, you been and blew your top on it. Yeah. So imagine that's what's going on with children. Because they're young, Absolutely. They hide it well. Yeah. Just like we do. We hide it well. As men, and we starting to realize this is probably one of the strongest causes of our heart attack, that we stressing. Right. And now we understand from what you're saying, it's the cortisol that's in my body, this the visceral fat that's squeezed in my heart and I can't move. So I say all that to say, our children are suffering, and they're suffering in silence, and we don't even know it. Yeah. So what do? Let's go on the blood sugars. Eating healthy, right? So let's have the healthy conversation, because the majority of our students come from impoverished areas, right? Not saying all. Don't lie on me, because I ain't lying on you. I said most of our children come from impoverished areas, right? Their stores aren't adequate, right? That corner store not giving us what we need. That's who got the 79-cent jungle juice. All the Takis, he got all the chips with all the sodium, killing you and stuff. I mean, some people with their face on these chips. I ain't calling no name, but you know who you are. You rappers, you out here selling these chips. Now I want to ask you, are you looking at the product that you selling to these babies, that you slowly killing them? You killing them sometimes with the lyrics, and now you killing them with the chips that you get. But it got your face on it, you good with it. I said it out loud, spread the word. I meant what I said when I said it. But they out here doing it. Where do I find the healthy food set? How do I look at that as a child to figure out what I'm eating?
Well, I think some of that you touched on, is that there's not a lot of opportunity in the community. But I think even teaching the kids selections of what to choose, because sometimes we know that there are kids that the only time they get to eat is when they go to school.
Right.
And so I know that, a lot of the schools are trying to push the healthy habits and give healthy options now. So it's really talking to the kids at home about what selections they should make. Instead of choosing the hot chips or those other options, choose the salad that they have at school. Or if you can get to a store, choose to have some fruit Choose to drink water.
Right.
We
Right.
sweat, and we know that there's other things that
man.
we sweat out, but we're not sweating out Coca-Cola for
Yeah.
sure. We're not sweating out Jungle Juice for sure.
Yes.
So, teaching kids what the healthy plate looks like. Like, I know that they used to teach us that when we were younger, the pyramid, the food triangle, the
Right.
food pyramid.
Right.
I don't know that that's being taught at home or even in the school systems as much anymore. So really just trying to encourage kids when the opportunity is there to choose the healthy options.
Well, you got people that's coming in saying that the pyramid we were taught wrong. I mean, you know it. I mean, y'all in the industry that changes, and they'll tell you the pyramid
It was taught wrong.
was taught wrong.
Yeah.
Like, no, we're not
I've
supposed
heard
to eat
it.
like that. Like, yeah. So, and again, what is that adolescent supposed to do when the people who are teaching you this use that same one and they're fine? But now society is saying when you click on the internet and when you go on social media, which is their Bible, they looking
I
and
know.
saying, well, man, they told us it's wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So and so one of my other things is this. Okay, let's play it out. Mr. Andre, that food ain't good at school. I don't want it. It ain't cooked good.
Right.
You know? And I'm saying something out loud that the superintendent said, Dr. Fagan said when she first got here, she was doing a walkthrough trying to figure out why children weren't eating lunch. And she was saying that, said this publicly. She was trying to figure out what we need to do to the food so our children want to eat. So there is a conscious effort to make it better. But again, if I'm the only meal, right, I need to know how to prepare that thing, right?
Yeah.
Is it some, I ain't trying to be funny, but is it some seasoned salt that the babies could probably have or have with them to kind of put some seasoning to their food if it's not done right, that's healthy? You know, Miss Dash got that no
Yeah.
sodium or something. She got,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely.
but I'm just saying again, is it some things that they can use to eat that healthy food like you do? We eat healthy, but we
Right.
putting a little something on it.
Yeah.
Not a lot, but we still staying in that range. So what do we do?
So really, it's an acquired taste. So if you're saying that it doesn't taste good, why are you saying it?
'Cause you eat
Okay.
lots of
Because
salt.
it's what you're used to eating.
Yeah, man.
So if we can get the parents or the grandparents or whoever are preparing these meals for them to start to change the way that they prepare those meals, then they can acquire that taste
Yeah.
for those foods that are healthier. for
Yeah,
them.
yeah,
It's as simple as that.
yeah.
So we have to start there because, like you said, we are hurting. But it's not because we're doing it on purpose. It's just a lack of knowledge. So who do you have out here educating these people to show them healthier ways to prepare their meals? So we have to get out here and make a conscious effort to educate our community.
So it's one of my guys. I've been with him a long time, right? And we travel, like I'm with him. We travel, and so he tells me of how he's eating healthy. Say he had a salad. Say he had the walnuts, the raisins, all that good stuff on there. Now he's never been a fan of the healthy eating, but he's getting that way. Health calls you to do some things.
Right.
I want to live longer. I want to do some things better,
Yeah.
and he's embraced it. But he talked about having a salad and how it had fruit on it. He said years ago I wouldn't have never ate nothing like that.
Exactly.
He said, man, but I love that.
Exactly.
And so it goes along with your statement to say it's how you prepare that thing. You know, I got to live right?
Right.
I want to live longer, but it's how you prepare it. And I think that's so crucial because look at all the years that my guy didn't have a chance to enjoy that kind of salad, those kind of meals
Right.
early on when
Right.
growing up
Right.
as an adult because it was like, no. And now you're like, it's all in the preparation of,
is.
you know what I'm saying?
It is.
It's hard for you to tell me you don't eat green beans, but you eat your mama or
Exactly.
your partner
Exactly.
wife green beans, right?
Exactly.
I go, when she cook green beans, I'm going to go eat it.
Right.
Okay, I don't
Right.
eat a salad unless they make the salad. They got the same lettuce you talking about. So that
Right.
means you eat salad. You know
Right.
what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
You just don't get it prepared that way
Right.
every time.
Right,
So
right.
that's one of the things. I want to make sure again, when we're talking about eating, right? We never talked about the blood sugar thing. Man, diabetes is kicking our tail,
Look around.
which can also contribute to our heart being
Absolutely.
what it is.
Absolutely.
Talk about the correlation because I think people don't get that. And I want my children and their parents to understand why it's important for that to curtail their sugar intake.
So look around you. These dialysis clinics and everything popping up on every corner.
Yes, sir.
So diabetes is really running rampant right now.
Yeah,
And
man.
it's basically because of what you said. All the processed foods that we eat now, pretty much everything that we eat is filled with all of that. So it just starts with becoming more conscious. That's what I like to tell my patients all the time. Because you were talking about salads. I tell them to eat right, you don't necessarily have to eat salads all the time. It just starts with becoming more conscious of what you're eating. So
Moderation.
most of the stuff that we eat now, they have healthier options of that, or
They do.
that we drink.
They
you know,
do.
they have juices or foods out there that are low in sugar. So try to start to choose those options more than you do just the regular juices. Okay, and also you need to get more whole grains in your diet, or complex carbohydrates.
Okay.
So instead of eating white rice, white bread, white pasta, white potatoes, try to move to the browns. So the whole wheat bread, 100% whole wheat. Don't just buy the wheat that says the bread that says wheat. 100% whole wheat.
Okay.
Whole wheat pastas, sweet potatoes, brown rice. So those complex carbohydrates, they're gonna help control your blood sugar spikes.
There's a lady told me about black rice too. You heard of black rice?
I haven't heard of black rice.
Yeah, it's black rice. Like
Really?
they got a thing called black rice for real. I looked it up.
Yeah,
Extremely healthy. It's
Really?
more healthy than the brown rice.
yeah.
But
I
getting the brown rice is good.
Yeah,
Keep
it's
going,
good.
though, Dre.
It's
I
good.
want to throw that
It's
in there
good.
because
So-
this lady came up and talked about that.
Okay, so those complex carbohydrates, it takes your body longer to break those chemical bonds. So if you've ever cooked white rice versus brown rice, you see it takes longer to cook brown rice versus white rice.
And it's not as gooky as,
Right.
you're not perfect with that rice. Yeah, I want to see a riceologist.
Yeah.
Like, give me a riceologist. So,
Yeah.
but that
So-
brown rice, it's hard to mess up.
Right. So
Really,
it takes
that
your
brown
body
rice.
longer to break that down.
Sure does.
Okay? So it takes your
Outstanding.
body. It's just like when you cook it. It takes the stove longer to cook it or break it down.
That's what's
so
up.
when you eat it, instead of your body breaking it down quick and flooding all that sugar in your system at one time, it's gonna gradually break those
Outstanding.
sugars down. And
Outstanding.
it's gonna be a slow release of sugar into
Ooh,
your system.
that's
And
good stuff.
And sugar is energy. We need some sugar, but we overindulge.
Good.
So it's
Yeah, I'm gonna eat
energy.
that
So
brown rice, but I'm going to get that brown cake too. You better know it.
But the diabetes affects your kidneys, is which why
Yeah,
he brought
right.
up the dialysis center,
Absolutely.
and it causes that abnormal spike in your blood sugar. It affects your blood pressure and it affects the heart.
Right.
So we have a lot of patients that come in that is a precursor for why they end up with a cardiovascular accident, is because uncontrolled blood sugar. And what we see a lot of times with patients too is we've all been in denial about something.
Yeah.
We don't have any problem with
Yeah.
our blood sugar, even though we're at the point to where we've got some neuropathy in our toes. I
Wow.
can't feel my toes, or
Wow.
I'm very tired and I just don't have any energy. But it's okay.
Wow.
And like you said, you're going to go get that brown rice, but you want that brown cake too.
Oh.
And so my thing is, look, cake, it won't hurt me this time. This piece of chocolate won't hurt me this time. But it's a matter of controlling and moderation. So you have people that don't know they have diabetes.
Yeah.
You have people that, or they have it, they're not complying with their medication,
Right.
or they're just in denial, because it's really any diagnosis. That's a hard pill to swallow sometimes. We want to be good. If we feel good, and even sometimes if we don't feel good, we feel like, okay, we're all right. We got another day. We can make it through another day. It's okay, until something major happens and stops us dead in our tracks. So it's the diabetes. Not only does it affect your kidneys and causes the issues with the heart, there's so many things that, so many related diagnoses or comorbidities that come from diabetes. So the eating and what he's telling you about how to make the healthy choices is really important for the diabetic, for sure. Because then you're looking at, from my perspective of just being a PT, you see the amputees, you see all these other things that occur from uncontrolled diabetes.
So, wow. I was at the doctor some time ago. Blood pressure was excellent.
Good
Heart
job.
rate, everything was good.
Wonderful.
Hold on, here go the call. They said your cholesterol levels are high. I said, who you talking about? It's like, yeah, they high. I said, and so they gave me some pills, over the counter. They went in a red pack, almost like with fish oil or something. You have to take for your cholesterol.
They have a couple different things.
No, I'm just saying it was in a pack, but it was for my cholesterol. Had that funny smell. I think it was like fish oil. But here you go. What caused my cholesterol to go up? I thought I was supposed to be able to eat eggs. Like, I'm an egg guy. I thought that's what I thought I was Baby Rocky. I eat egg. That. Hold on now, and here's a crazy thing about that. For anybody in the hood, we eat breakfast any time of the day.
Yeah.
And what's the go-to thing? Eggs.
Bacon.
Oh, I can't eat that no more. But y'all. So tell me, how did I overdo it on foods that I thought I was cool with, which is eggs? I don't put no butter, no lard in it.
You put cheese.
Oh, don't do that. Don't do that.
Exactly.
You did too much.
See,
There you go.
it's
You showed out.
saturated fats
Valerie, I
and
ain't
other
asking to
things.
answer that question like that, Val. Keep going.
But the whole egg, the yolk contains most of your cholesterol and your fat. So you know what you do? You do the egg whites. Take your yolks out and eat the whites.
Good.
So that way, when you cook those, that'll control the cholesterol in your eggs right there.
Okay.
And you don't necessarily have to add cheese to everything.
And pay attention to what you're buying. Too.
Andre just lost me right
He
now.
did. He just
Don't
he
add
lost
cheese
you.
to everything. He just lost me.
He's not a friend
He was a
anymore.
Pittsburgh friend.
He's not a friend.
He's still my friend. We just can't go to the party together. I already know what
learn that
restaurant.
myself.
Yeah.
That's the people that know me. I love my cheese.
Yeah,
Love it.
man.
But it just comes a point in time where you have to really start thinking about your longevity and your health, because this is serious. Because another one of our exercise specialists, Will, that works with us, he's a frat too. He's bros, Rue. He
Ooh, I
he
know you
drinks.
don't like that.
He drinks. He drinks tea every morning. So you know that little thing that you saw that morning with the quote this morning on?
Yes.
That's where it come from, his tea. And it says, if you don't take care of your body, where are you supposed to live? So it comes a point in time when you have to look at life like that. This is your vessel to enjoy life.
That's where you living.
So if you don't take care of that, how are you going to be able to do anything? I mean,
Yeah.
work, family, anything. If you don't take
Yeah.
care of yourself, you're not going to be able to accomplish any of that.
So let me ask you this. What activities should we be doing? Because I need my young people to start being more active, right? What are some things they can do at the house, around school? Those that can't go outside, like that because of the sister-brother situation, being the person that does what they do around the house. What can we do for that person that's stuck in the house and the person that's outside the house? What can we do, man, when we talk about activity? That's what is it, ASCM?
ACSM?
ACSM. Ooh, I was on ACSM. Yeah. What is that? Let's talk about that. So the activity.
Just movement in general. I think one thing COVID taught us is how to be creative, because we couldn't go anywhere.
Right.
And I think
But I'm free now.
I know, but
Yeah.
for the kids, I think the biggest thing is to put the devices down.
Yep.
And so you can't impact movement if you don't take the devices away. And nowadays, they not only, even if they can't afford their own devices, the schools are providing devices that go home with them. So we are in device land. And so encouraging the movement, that you can walk up and down the hallway in your house. If you are that older teenager that has to, take care of brothers and sisters, get down on the floor, play with the kids, play with little brother, little sister, encourage activity with them, and you'll get it. And if they're as busy as mine was when he was little, you get it. So, get outside. If you can't go outside to a park, get outside in your backyard if you have the ability to do that, and just, walk around, enjoy that, for the most part, move.
Yeah.
The AHA encourages 150 minutes a week.
150 minutes a week.
And when you break that down per day, that's not very much time.
That's not.
That's
You
not
do it
very
5
much.
days, that's 30
5
minutes
days,
a
that's
day.
30 minutes. So even if you just walk, and like I said, with the restrictions, we're free, we're outside of COVID, but I feel like, we have just reverted to everything being on a device in front of us, and that's all we see. It's good for my business on the PT side for necks and thumbs, But outside of that, it's just yeah, I'll see you later. It's just movement.
Move. But we're talking about the devices. If you're gonna use the device, they look up everything else on the device. You think they don't have stuff on YouTube about exercises you can do in your home?
Apps to help you with
Look it up.
keeping up with your
Look it up.
eating healthy.
Yeah. But like she said, just move.
I
Jump
think-
rope.
I think
Jumper
my
jacks.
I think my parents need to get more involved, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think they need to make a better effort to make sure that the scholars are getting taken care of. I think they need to be a part of the process, right?
Absolutely.
It's a whole house that's healthy.
is.
Just as you talked about before.
It is.
When somebody comes in for their therapy,
Mm-hmm.
I love it when what? The whole
The
family
family
shows
shows
up,
I
right?
tell them.
So I think we need to present an atmosphere where everybody is getting checked out and getting taken care of, right?
Absolutely.
That's gonna be big, man. So
Yeah.
so again, just want to make sure you guys understand who's listening in now. We're talking about heart health today. I've got two of the best in the city, Ambrosia Scott. I call her Doc. Ambrosia Scott. Then we also have Andre LaSure, the lead exercise specialist. I just gave him a new name. Exercise specialist at St. Francis Hospital, right?
That is correct.
Yeah, that's the business, man. So Andre, I want to ask a question. I know that Ambrosia played 3 sports. Did you play anything?
I did in high school.
What you play, soccer?
No, I went to Holly Springs High School. We didn't have
Oh, that's what's
I'm
up.
from Mississippi. We didn't have soccer. I played football, basketball, baseball. I ran track. Just with my God-given abilities, man, I should have been an MLB player. But we only had baseball for 1 year. They took it away. But that's
Where'd you go to college?
Ole Miss. I graduated from Ole Miss.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's what's
I
up.
did. Now, I didn't do anything in college, but that's where I started to refine my knowledge of health and wellness. Was in college. I got my bachelor's in exercise science. So once I started to delve into the body and how beneficial movement and proper nutrition is, that's when I started to really grow into myself. And once I developed that love for it, I wanted to spread it to other people and make them realize how important it is to take care of yourself, man.
It is increasingly important for us as men to take care of ourselves, right?
Absolutely.
It's super important that we take care of ourselves and do what we do.
Yep.
We've got to be able to do that, right?
You have to.
And I think we miss the mark sometimes, even with boys, right? I'm talking about men, but we're talking about young men as well. We miss the mark, man, and we struggle with that thing. What is some of your conversation to these young men out here, man, who playing sports, right? You country boys, y'all climb up trees with y'all feet. That's what y'all do. You know, that's what y'all do down there. Y'all don't get tired.
Yeah.
You play baseball with a stick, your
right.
hand-eye
rock.
coordination.
And a rock.
What you said, your hand-eye coordination is superior. I'm not just running my mouth, y'all. I ain't picking fun at Andre. Just a little bit I am. But 75% of that conversation is true. Country boys are a little bit different than us city boys. They're a little more athletic. When you find they might not have had the training we have because they don't have the facilities. Right. But you talking about raw talent, being able to do some stuff, yeah, it's different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But as men, you know, we're so conditioned to take care and provide for everyone else.
Teach it.
And we neglect ourselves. But just as I've been saying the entire time we're here today, you have to take care of yourself. Because how can you provide or do anything for anybody else if you don't take care of yourself? Okay? Your health is your wealth. That's the best thing that you can invest in is yourself, is your health. Right. Now, you can dibble and dabble in the stock market. You know, you may make a little money, you may not. But if you invest in yourself, you are guaranteed to get a return on that investment. So, as a young man, what I would say is, if you're active now, try to continue it. Because what happens is, you play sports and everything when you're young, but then the older you get, life, family, everything starts to come up, and then you just put all of that on the back burner.
Yeah, man.
So keep yourself first, okay? Always keep yourself first.
Man, it's some good information. My guys, they need this because it's so important that these things happen, right?
Absolutely.
So important that we make that stuff happen.
Yes.
Like I'm telling you, man, we suffering out
Yeah,
here.
we are.
We suffering out here.
We are.
To my little girls that's out here, who girls are more active now than they have been in a long time, right? Let's keep it real. That statistic is gone. We're probably up 20-30% in activities, right? Compared to the early 2000s to now, it's probably 20-30% jump with all the sports going on, especially now with the coming up with this flag football thing that's being instituted in 2025, especially here in the city of Memphis and across the country. But in 2028, it's going to be an Olympic sport, so we're going to be in preparation for that. Those things are going on. So for you, Ambrosia, what is your conversation to my little girls out here who again are participating a little bit more and it's a little bit different? How do they need to adjust in a hard, healthy way?
So similar to what Andre said, stay active, keep it up, stay involved. I know that as we age with a woman, we have to really understand our body because we're
Teach it. That's what I want you to talk about.
We're going to go through some changes that are going to impact our body that we have no control over. But we have to make sure that we stay educated on that and that we continue to move. And then the other thing is, as life happens, a lot of times that fun and that activity gets replaced with responsibility. And as we become younger adults, we become ambitious about our career and our paths, and sometimes we let the other part slide, the health and the active part slide. And then as we continue to matriculate and we become parents, then everything goes to the back burner and it's all about that child. And it should be about that child. However, as Andre mentioned, I can't take care of the child if I can't take care of myself. If I'm not here to take care of the child, then because I didn't take care of myself, then that's a bigger problem. So we have to understand as parents, as women, as mothers, that there is a balance. We can't have that work-life balance. And in that work-life balance of being a mother, being in our careers, we can still take care of ourselves. We just have to make it a priority. When I come over and I round in the department every day, this one over here always has something to say to me about that because I say, I need to come over and I need to go work out. And he says, you got to put it first. You have to make it a priority. So for the young ladies, you have to understand that it's not just about vanity and about the way you look. It's more about being here and being able to contribute to your body and your health.
Look, I had to get that. I wanted to make sure I got that out your mouth because, again, my babies are suffering.
Yep.
At the end of the day, man, this show ain't about helping grown folks. Grown people are getting help by way of the children, right? They're getting this knowledge by way of the children because if I can train them early, then they won't forget this thing. They won't forget about their health. They won't forget that their heart is one of the most important muscles that's going on right now, and we ought to be conscious of that. And so, again, man, I'm so excited to have you guys on. Thank you again. I know Valerie's behind me. I appreciate you coming on, tagging along with this team. Again, Ambrosia is on the show all the time. This is Andre's first time being on the show, but one thing I told you, Miss Valerie, when we were talking before, this is probably one of the realest radio shows that you're going to ever come on. It's going to get the people engaged who I'm speaking to and make sure that the people who are listening understand what's going on. We're not going to talk above their head. We're not going to, as you know, Andre said a term. I want to make sure he breaks it down so my people will know, So we want to know about the outward fat and the inward fat. Nobody's talked about that before. What we eating, how we doing, the importance of having those things, the ways to get rid of those things, and to live a healthy life, as well as getting a story about how older gentleman that has a bypass surgery, and yet he's in the Costco bragging about how his body has changed due to partly the work that you did with him, right? And so that shows that what you're saying has been put into action and it does work. And one thing about our children, we have to know what we're doing is really worth doing, right? And it has some results. So, man, I'm excited. Again, thank you guys for coming out. If you got any information, please put it on my Facebook page on Memphis Shelby County Schools Facebook page, John's Facebook page. Put any kind of information that they can have that my babies can click on, their parents can click on to understand what's going on. Miss Valerie, I need y'all to make sure y'all get this program going on so my babies can get some hard, healthy conversation so they can get much better at this thing and so they can watch their children have children and so they'll see their grandchildren and sometimes their great-grandchildren. But the only way you're able to see that is living a healthy life and just living life, right? So like Andre keeps saying, put yourself first, just as you see if I was losing weight. I got rid of the stress and dealt with my best. So when we do that, we're good to go. You know my line. I love you more than you love me. If it ain't so, prove it. Root to the cues. But before I go, remember, you done tuned in to the Taylor Made Sports Show, and I'm out.